string guitar, oh, it's a joy to play this instrument. You get a beautiful, clear tone. You have all of the history of America as it was being founded, and these guitars traveled with the covered wagons, and they progressed today to wonderful instruments that you can express yourself, express your heart, play everything from rock and roll to bluegrass to classical to Spanish music to jazz, anything you want on these guitars. So it's my honor to be able to teach to you how to play this lovely instrument, the steel string guitar. Now I'm going to get right into the constructs of the beginning phases of how to hold, play, tune the guitar. So let's start by how to hold the guitar. You know, you hold the guitar basically the way I'm doing it right now. This is the best way to hold the steel string guitar. Now you can hook a strap around it and stand up, and that's one way to do it as well. But most people, when they play the guitar, if they're in the studio or sitting down at home or learning how to play off of my DVDs, you're sitting down. So the way to sit down is put your foot on a stool, some kind of a footstool. And it can be raised up to the level that you feel comfortable, but basically the guitar should be cradled on your right leg. It should sit on your right thigh, and the guitar obviously is right in front of your chest. On the right thigh, don't have it up here, have it right around where your breastbone is, just below here. And that's what your goal is on the guitar. You can have easy access for the right hand, left hand, very easy to play this way. Put your foot on the footstool, have a nice seat, and your other leg just kind of sits down comfortably, and you want to relax when you play. So basically that's the position for the guitar. You want to hold the guitar on your knee, on a footstool, or on some kind of a hassock or some kind of a thing to put your foot on, and you'll be fine. So I want you to keep the neck horizontal to the floor. So the floor is like this, the neck is like this. I don't want the neck up, down, like this. I want the neck just like that. That's the right way to play the guitar. And you can certainly adapt your fingers very well. When you look down at the guitar, you'll see the sixth string, which is this one right here, and you can see some of the other strings as well. You can't see all the strings, but you can quickly adapt, and you'll be able to feel where the strings are in no time. But this is the right way to hold the guitar. You want to keep it nice and level, and then, of course, on a footstool, sitting in a comfortable chair, sitting upright, not leaning back, and kind of watching the DVD that you're watching right now, and enjoying the teaching experience. Now, the next phase is how to hold your hands. What do you do with these things? Well, I'm going to teach you the proper way to play the guitar with your hands in the correct hand positions. We're going to be doing two kinds of things with your right hand. Let's talk about that first. The first thing we're going to do is finger pick with the right hand, and then we're going to learn to flat pick with the right hand as well. We'll get to the flat picking in a little bit, but right now let's concentrate on hand position for the right hand. And when you play the guitar, the right way to play the guitar is to form an arch. Now, if you look at my hand like this, you see this little arch. It's kind of like a little bridge that's happening in here. You don't want to have it flat like that, no. You want to have it elongated like this, up into an arch format. So then you bring that hand over, and you put your thumb to the left of your fingers. It seems a little awkward until you get used to it. Then it becomes the greatest way to play the guitar. Your fingers don't get in the way of your thumb. A lot of people play like this, and then they bump into their thumb and they can't really play very well after even an intermediate piece. So the right way is to have your thumb to the left of your hand, and the hand is arched up. So this is the basic hand position for the guitar. Just to let you know, the thumb normally plays the bass notes. That's the 6th, 5th, and 4th strings, and then each finger is assigned to one of the other strings. The 3rd string is assigned to the index finger, the 2nd string, the middle finger, and the 1st string is the ring finger, and the ring finger gets the 1st string. So then the thumb has the bass notes. That gives you some idea, and if you look at my hand, the arch, that's the position you want to stay in. You don't want this position, you want that position. Takes a little bit of practice, and you have a kind of a little curve right here at your wrist. That's the position you want to be in, because you can play. You can play anything in this position, from picking to. You can play anything in this. This is the right way to play. So try to do that. Arch your hand up again. It has this kind of an arch effect. If you look at what I'm doing, you kind of turn that around, put the thumb out to the left, and learn to play the guitar that way. Very important. Now, what about the left hand? The left hand is very important as well. On the steel string guitar, since the neck is thin, it's a thin neck guitar. It's not wide and fat, it's thin. Sometimes your thumb is going to ride up a little bit over the edge of the guitar. That's okay. But in general, when you're playing the guitar, you always want to try to keep this arch effect. Now look what I'm doing. I'm doing this again. This is kind of an arch, and I have this arch going here. You want to arch your fingers up and try to keep your thumb as much in the middle of the neck as you can, as a general rule. This is more of a classical position, and it's what you want. Now, once in a while, say if you have big hands like I do, your thumb is going to ride up a little bit every once in a while. But generally, when you're playing scales, when you're playing fast licks and riffs, you want your thumb behind the neck. You don't really want it up here. A lot of guys you'll see are kind of playing like this, like this. Well, that's a way to play the guitar that impedes your progress, truly. Great guitar players, the best in the world, have their thumb behind the neck, and they go up and down that neck just very quickly this way. And again, your fingers are always arched. The critical thing to remember is you have to press the strings down with the tips of your fingers, and you're going to have to get some calluses on there. And it takes a couple weeks to develop calluses. So what you want to do is you want to have the thumb in the back of the neck, your fingers arched, pressing down the string into the wood beneath it. The wood, of course, is the neck. So that's how your hand position should be. Left hand arched. Don't do this. Don't try to play like this. No. Keep your fingers 90 degrees perpendicular to the strings. In other words, you're up here. Look where you are. You're not like this. You're not playing like this. No. You're playing like this. This is the proper way to play the guitar. The best facility, the best quickness, the best resilience. If you have to hold chords for a long time, always like this. Never like this. You'll see many people playing, you know, but that's not the way to play the guitar. The way to play the guitar properly, have your fingers come at a focused 90-degree angle to the strings, and there is your hand position. Left hand and right hand. So now you're already in business. So now with the right hand and the steel string guitar, you have to learn how to use the flat pick. The flat pick is a little pick that sits kind of in the middle of your thumb. Let me just kind of show you, kind of like that. See where that is? Kind of dead center in your thumb, right in the middle, and you grab it with the index finger, and it kind of looks like this, hanging out the bottom. It kind of sticks out the bottom about 3/4 of an inch. That's a flat pick. Normally, I suggest just using medium flat picks. Don't use really thin ones, or don't use the heavy gauge. Medium is fine, and you don't really need to go anywhere else right now. Flat pick, you kind of keep it, your wrist is the thing that moves the flat pick, as you'll find out. And the main thing about the flat pick is to keep the flat pick relaxed in your thumb. You don't want to cramp the muscle here by pressing too hard on it and holding it like in a vice grip. Just relax with it, and you're going to have to learn to play up and down strokes on the strings. This is a very important part. See what my hand is doing? You're going to have to learn to do that like... Flat picks are used for strumming and picking. We'll be doing both. Just remember the easy way to hold it, right on your thumb, right in the middle of your thumb, put your index finger over it, kind of grab it gently, and learn to use the flat pick. You're going to have to learn the spacing on the strings. This is a critical thing, how far that string is from the next string. At the beginning, you're going to be bumping into the different strings. You're not going to know which string is which, but after a while, you can go right down the scale. Flat pick bluegrass, rock and roll, anything you want to play. But that's the position of the flat pick. Now, very important, next phase of the guitar are the strings and the frets. There are 6 strings on the guitar. The thinnest string on top is called the first string. Don't call this one the first string because it's not. It's the 6th string. So this is the first string. It's called E, just so you know what the name is. I want you to know the names of these strings because I refer to them when I'm teaching you how to play the guitar. So that's the E string or first string. The next one is the B string or second string. The next one's the 3rd string or G. The one after that going down into the bass notes now is the 4th string or D. The 5th string is A. And the 6th string is E. So those are the names of the strings. And the important thing to know is that the thickest string is at the bottom and it's number 6. The thinnest string is at the top of the guitar. Even though it doesn't look like the top, it looks like it's the bottom closest to the floor. Well, the trouble is that when you refer to the top string, it's usually this string. And even though it's lower to the floor, this is still the top string of the guitar. So just get used to it. This is the first string, that's the 6th string. And so 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, and you're all set with your strings. Now, the guitar is played with the interface of the strings and the frets. These things here, these little silver pieces of metal going this way on the guitar are called the frets. All you have to do with those is realize that when you play a note on a fret, you generally want to play it between the fret. And so even though this is called the first fret, this little silver line going across, piece of metal, the first fret for you is really in here. It's the space between this little piece of metal and the top of the guitar. And for instance, the 3rd fret is the space in between this fret and that fret. This is the 3rd space. So when you say the 3rd fret, you're really referring to the 3rd space in the guitar. Even though these are called frets, the best way to remember it for teaching guitar is, let's say the 5th fret. Now what would you say that is? Well, the 5th fret is this space right here, okay? Right between the 4th and the 5th pieces of metal. That's called the 5th fret. That's the 6th fret. So when I say press down on the 2nd string, 3rd fret, that means here's the 1st string, here's the 2nd string, here's the 3rd fret. So put your finger on the 3rd fret and press it down. Play the note. That's what you get. That is, by the way, a D note. That's D, 2nd string, 3rd fret. Now, very important when you're playing the notes on the frets, again, keep your fingers perpendicular to the frets. Don't turn them like this. I explained that before to you. Make sure they're like this. Then the next thing you have to remember is when you do press the strings down, it's going to hurt a little bit until you get calluses on the tips of your fingers. All guitar players have calluses, so you're going to have to learn, your little fingertips are going to have to learn to get them. And the only way you get them is by playing the guitar. The human body, what it does is it builds up layers of skin when you practice, and then of course you have calluses, and it's not painful to play after you get them. At the beginning it's a little tender to play on the tips of your fingers. Remember, you're not pressing with the fat part of your finger, you're pressing with the tips of your fingers, the very tips of your fingers, like that. All right, now that's a critical thing. So now the interplay of the frets and the strings. Now take this to heart. If I say, for instance, the 6th string, 4th fret, what do? Well, Here's the 6th string, that's the fat one. Here's the 4th fret, the 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to put your finger on the 6th string, 4th fret, just like that. Okay? If I say 1st string, 8th fret, well, that's a little tricky, but it goes way up here. Here's the 1st string, it's the thin one, 8th fret. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There it is. 1st string, 8th fret. That happens to be a C note, and that is the 1st string, 8th fret. So remember, if I tell you, excuse me, a fret and a string, go to that interface, put your finger down, right on it, and press it into the wood. For instance, 3rd string, 4th fret. Where will that be? Well, you look at the 3rd string, 1, 2, 3. You go up to the 4th fret, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Play it. That's a B. 3rd string, 4th fret. So those are your frets. They go all the way up here. You don't use these frets very much at the beginning, but you'll sure be using the frets and the strings down here and how to play your chords. So that is the relationship between fret and string. Now we must address tuning the guitar. A very important chapter. You'll be coming back and scrolling back to this little chapter a lot, especially at the beginning. So just listen close, and you take your guitar out of your box and you want to tune the strings. If you tune them too high, they're going to break. So you really have to develop your hearing. I'm going to help you to develop your hearing right now. You have to really listen and then tune your guitar to mine. If you tune your guitar to mine, slowly bring the strings up, then you'll be fine and you'll have no problem. Now, let's tune the guitar together. These things up here are called the tuning keys, or machine heads, one of the two names. If you look up here, you'll find there are 6 of them, one for each string, and the strings are wound on each tuning head or machine head on top, and you turn them and tighten or loosen the strings. Very important not to overdo it because you'll snap your strings. So, what we must do is be very careful with the tuning heads, go slow, and take your time, and we will tune your guitar to mine right now. So, what you want to do is take your guitar in your hand, and we want to start with the 6th string. We're going to start with the lowest string first. It's the easiest string to tune because you have the least distance to go because the string is fat. Now, if you listen, you hear that? That is the note that I want you to tune your string to make it sound like that. Now, I want you to start twisting the machine head until you can get this exact tone on your string. Really listen. That's an E. Tune that machine head until the sound of your guitar is that note. Really listen. Compare them. Compare the sounds. If it's way up here, if you're way down there, for instance, you know that's not right. You have to be up here. That's what you want. E. Give you a couple more seconds on E. Make sure it sounds like that. Now, sometimes the strings stretch. So what I do gently is you take your index finger and you take your thumb and you put them right on the string and you pull your index finger towards your face and you push the thumb down towards the floor. And that stretches the string out. Don't do it too hard, but do it enough so you can get a good stretch on that string. It will help stretch the string out, and it will keep it from loosening as you play. Okay, one more time on E. Make your guitar string sound like that. All right, now we're going to go to the next string. A. A is the next string. It's the 5th string. You want to make your guitar string sound like that. So you have to tune it up slowly and become like that. Tune it up slowly till you have this note, till your guitar sounds like that note. Take your time. Take your time. Make sure you've got that sound coming out of your fifth string. You'll be coming back to this a lot to tune your guitar, so don't be afraid. Come back, have fun with it. Act like it's a challenge. Can you get your string to sound like that? That's the fifth string, or A. A couple more. Now, while I'm doing this, what you want to always remember is to listen, really listen like you've never listened before, because you have to try to make sure that your guitar string is coming up and sounds like this. A lot of people take it for granted about sounds. They don't really, they can't regulate the sound of a string to something they're hearing. They're not used to doing that. So you have to get, educate yourself, educate your ears, really listen to the sound of the string. That's an A. Make your guitar string sound like that. Okay, that's it for the A string. Now let's go to the next string, or D. D is the fourth string. That's this one, and that's this tuning head right up here. That's D, and you're going to be turning that tuning head like this until your D sounds like my D. Then you're going to be in tune. It's hard to, hard to play a guitar not in tune. Sounds terrible, as you'll find out. Now let's get that fourth string sounding just like that D string right there. You can do it. Usually you're going to be lower, so come up and raise it up by turning the machine head until the sound is. Okay, good. Now next one is G, third string. They're going up. You notice the sounds are going low. They're getting higher now. Here's the G string. That is the third string. On the machine heads up here, tuning heads, it's this one. Make that sound with your G string. A few more seconds. Don't go too high. Don't make it sound like this. Or, should be. That's the sound you want. If you're making these sounds, you've tuned it too high. You're already playing the notes up the neck. You have to get back to the normal note. Get back to G. Okay, good job. Now, let's say we hope a good job. All right, now we're going to the B string, the second string. And the second string is called B. Get your second string, and these are the ones that can break. Your second string and first string can break. Be careful. Don't make sure it's not sounding like this. Or you're too high. Listen, make it here. That's where you want to be. That's where you want to be. If you hear this, or you're in trouble. Get it down. Lower it. You're too high. Remember, stretch the string. We'll see what I'm doing again. Put your index finger in there. Put your thumb. Give it a little pull each way. That stretches the string and it makes it a lot easier to stay in tune. There's your B. One more second on B. And then we're going to E. Now here's your E string, or first string. By far, the E string is the one that breaks the most. People think you can just tune this little guy anywhere. If you hear it like this, or here, or here, or here, you're too high. Lower that string. Actually listen. All right, now what we've just done is we've just tuned your guitar. And you have to refer back to this often. So tuning the guitar is the first step in playing. Now we're going to begin playing the guitar now. Hooray! Let's all do it together. We're going to make some music. All right, the first thing you have to learn to play is the chromatic scale. Most important scale you'll ever play in your life, and it is the one that develops your left hand and begins to develop speed and consciousness of the neck. So here's how you play the chromatic scale. First, with the right hand, get your flat pick out. It's easiest to do the start with the flat pick. I'll do the fingers in a moment, but the flat pick is your basis for the chromatic scale in this case. All right, all you're going to do with the flat pick is take your first string and go up and down on it. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, over and over again. Try not to hit other strings, just get used to it. I'm going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, now here's what you do with the left hand. Your job is going to be to go up the scale. You play the first string open with a downstroke. You play the first string first fret with an upstroke. You play the first string second fret with a downstroke, upstroke, downstroke. Now there's 4 notes, and you notice they're all staying on the neck. Make sure you keep your notes on the neck. Go up and down a little bit just so you can get used to the feel. Down, up, 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 down, up. All right, now that's the first 4 notes, the first 5 notes of the chromatic scale. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the important thing to do is get to this next one quickly. So it's I'll teach you that in a moment, but go up now. Now what I just did is I went open, first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth. And now all I'm doing is going up and down strokes, down, up, down, up. Don't be going down, 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 down. That doesn't develop your picking technique. You must learn to go like this. You'll be able to do that soon. Right now, do this. Do that on the second string. I'm going open, first, second, third, fourth, fifth, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's it. Do the same thing on the third string. Fourth string. This string. 6. So what you want to do is go up the neck. Now here's the trickiest part of the chromatic scale, coming down. Because the chromatic scale must be played up and down. Now watch me. This requires practice, and if you do this diligently and correctly, you'll be able to play the guitar very quickly, and you'll be able to adapt to very quickly to circumstances and new things that I'm going to teach you. Your fingers must be at your command. This will make sure your fingers are beginning to become your friend on the guitar, and they will be at your beck and call. So here we go. Open, first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth, first, second, third, fourth. Make sure you're coming up slowly, keeping in position. Remember, your thumb's behind the neck. Your thumb's behind the neck. Now we're going to come down. Here's the tricky part. Watch. You have to come down 12, 11, 10, 9. But then when you take this, see this little pinky finger? It's going to go right there. And all the other fingers have to be right behind it. Watch. Look. They're already in line. You have to be able to play up and down slow. Watch. Keep a slow beat. Keep the beat slow, methodical. Do the same thing on the second string. Third. And you want to be able to play it slowly and smoothly and evenly. Don't play it like this. No, this is the way. You practice that chromatic scale 15 minutes a day at the beginning right now until you can do it. And remember, you're doing up and down strokes with the pick. Now you set the pick down, and the other thing you have to learn to do is you don't have to grow nails like this. You can play with a very small nail or no nail at all, but you have to learn to do the chromatic scale as well with your fingers, playing index and middle fingers on the chromatic scale going up the neck. Do it both ways. All I'm doing is I'm alternating my index and middle fingers. Index, middle, 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 index, middle. The guitar is one of the most creative instruments in the world. It just depends what you put into it. When you play that instrument, it is from the heart. You want to play from inside of you. And in order to do that and express what's inside of you, you have to have these basic techniques to express those things. And soon you'll be able to write songs and play music. But right now, let's get your fingers working on the frets. That's the main thing. So now, I just showed you the chromatic scale with the pick and with your fingers. Play it. With the pick, play it like this. Don't worry about that speed yet, just go. The chromatic scale. Now with your right hand, you want to learn to finger pick, and some of the best techniques for that at the beginning are as follows. This is called an arpeggio. Remember what I said, you place your thumb on the bass notes and your index, middle, and ring fingers are assigned strings. Now they can go away from that assignment, but the bottom line is they usually stay there. And so let's do the basic arpeggio. I'm going to have you just not hold any chord, and we're just going to play with your right hand now. Hit the sixth string with your thumb in this position. Now put your three fingers, put this one on the, put your index on the third string, put your middle on the second string, put your ring finger on the first string. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Thumb, index, middle, ring. Doing that until you can play it like that. Because what's going to happen is you're going to play chords. Now that's one right hand technique that begins to get your fingers accustomed to the strings and the spacing. Now, another another right hand technique that you want to do is you want to be able to do that in a longer arpeggio. So you're going to go 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 6, 3, 2. But now we're not 6. We move to a chord where you have to play the 4th string as the bass. But don't worry about that yet. You have to be able to adapt with your fingers. There's your 6, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And when you play those notes, you stick your fingers between the strings, play the 6, pull it up to your face, pull it up. Beautiful. That's a basic right hand technique that you must learn, and there's a lot of other ones as well. And then one of the other ones you must learn as well is squeezing the note. So in other words, let's say squeeze the 1st and the 6th string. It'll sound like this with no chord. Now I'm squeezing with my thumb and my ring finger. Squeeze. Now take your 2nd and your 1st finger and go like that. The 2nd finger gets the 2nd string. The 1st finger gets the 3rd string. Your index finger gets the 3rd string. So listen, squeezing, squeezing, squeezing. Now, very important right hand techniques. And there's many others, but those are the basic ones that you really want to learn right now. And that's the picking technique. Now there's a strumming technique as well. So I'm going to teach you the strumming technique right now. The easiest way to strum the guitar is just to go down. Now a little better than just going down is going down and just come up, brush up on the 1st string or the first couple strings. That's called strumming. There's a lot of different ways to strum, but that's a good beginning way to begin to strum. Now, a nice way to strum with your fingers is hit a bass note. Right now, there's no chords for you, so you go. So you hit a bass note. So thus far, on strumming, you're just going down, down, up, and then the 3rd phase is bass, down, up, bass, down, up. Hit a note with your thumb, the 6th one, and then you go down and brush up on the string. Now when you learn chords, you can play a G chord. Bass, down, up. The bass notes vary according to the chord, as you'll see. Sometimes it's the 6th string, sometimes it's the 5th, sometimes it's the 4th string. But you're going bass, down, up, bass, down, up. So thus far, the right hand techniques I've showed you are down, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, up. And in addition to that, I showed you the arpeggios. That's the first one, the 2nd one. So you have 5 little techniques to practice. They're all easy. Begin by focusing on what your little job is during this section, and that's to begin to use your right hand. Now, the left hand. The left hand's very important because here you learn to play your chords. And the chords make the guitar sparkle and come alive. So let's teach you a few chords here. These are the chords that you must practice before we start the songs. So the first chord I'm going to show you is E minor. And don't be afraid to press down, even though it's going to hurt a little bit, because you have to develop calluses on the tips of your fingers. So now how to play an E minor chord. You take your second finger, that's this one, and you place it on the 5th string, remember the 5th string, and the 2nd fret. Then you take your third finger and you place it on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Keep these two free, that's what you do, all right? Now, press those down, take your thumb and strum all the strings. Should sound like that. That's called E minor. Remember the name. You're going to be using that chord a lot. E minor. Beautiful. That's your E minor chord. Now, you can, just for fun, you can do one of the right hand exercises in that E minor chord and it'll sound pretty. Just go down. Or down up. Or bass down up. Now that's E minor. You're going to be using that one in some songs. Now let's do another chord. The next chord is A minor. I want you to learn this one. You take your first finger and place it on the 2nd string, 1st fret. See where that is? 2nd string, 1st fret. Press it down. Take your second finger, place it on the 4th string, 2nd fret. Take your third finger and place it on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. Then you play. Instead of playing the 6th string now, don't play the 6th string so much, play the 5th string, strum down all the way. Do a strum. Bass down up, bass down up, bass down up. I'm using my fingers now. Bass down up, 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 bass down up. Now here's a fun thing to do. Start E minor. And this is your first chord change. You have to learn to do this to a beat. You want to do it to a beat. That means maybe beat your foot or think of a boom, boom, boom in your head and go bass down up 2 times. Bass down up, bass down up, bass down up, bass. Now the bass for the A minor is 5. 6 for E minor. Now that's what you want to accomplish. See if you can accomplish this very quickly. You should be able to change these chords. Get used to them. Your fingers will just go there in a week, but get them used to these positions. Okay? That's the A minor chord. Now another very important chord that you have to learn is C. And C is the same as the A minor chord, except you take this third finger off. You see that one right there? And you're going to have to stretch it up and place on the 5th string, 3rd fret. You have to stretch a little bit for this one. It's your hardest beginning chord is C. Play it from the 5th string down with your thumb. And there you have a C major chord. That's major. Here's A minor. You can kind of hear the difference in tone. Listen to the tone. Minor, major, minor, major, and minor, and minor. Major, minor. Let's do your pick, the one I showed you. Bass down. That's what you want to do. You want to take these chords, change them around, practice them to a beat. Hard to do at the beginning. You can do it very quickly. In about 2 or 3 days, you'll be able to change these chords. Now that's C. Now the other chord we have to learn in order to play some of these songs is E major. So E major is easy. Here's E minor. That's the first chord we learned. E major is you're going to put the first finger down on the fourth string, on the third string first fret. See where I just did that? Third string first fret. And there's E major. Listen to the sound. E major, minor, so that's E major. Alrighty. We're going to stop with those four, and what I want you to do right now is practice those four chords until you can change them smoothly. Now, if you want to use a flat pick, I'm going to reach around and grab a flat pick here. You can do the same thing with the flat pick. Now watch, I'll play the same chords with the flat pick. It's just a little louder, that's all. So we're starting with E minor, bass, down, up, bass, down, up, bass, down, up, then A minor, bass, then C, then E major, and for E major and E minor, you always use the sixth string for your bass. For the A minor and the C, you use the fifth string for the bass. Now remember, the key thing is just to learn these chords till you can just flow with them, and you can play them with your eyes closed, and you can just get to know these chords. Very, very important. Those are the chords for the left hand at the beginning phase. Now we're going to begin our first song. This is the theme from Malaguena, and it's on one of my albums. If you want to follow along, it's called Fuego Malaguena or Malaguena Rhumba. And it's a beautiful song from Spain, from the province of Malaga. It's a Spanish flamenco song originally. So we're going to learn to play it. And I'm going to teach you how with your fingers and with a flat pick. So here we go. First thing you do is you grab an E major chord. Remember that chord? First finger on the third string, first fret. Second finger on the fifth string, second fret. Third finger on the fourth string, second fret, okay? Then all you do, take your thumb. You're not going to be playing all the things you're holding down. You're only going to be playing part of them. So here's what you do. You take your thumb, put it on the fourth string, pluck it down, okay? Then you take your, for right now, let's just use your index finger. And just it's easier. Pluck the first string going up. 4, 1, 4, 1. Then do 3, 1. 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. So 4, 3, 2. Put a 1 in between. And now we begin alternating your fingers. So the first one is with your index finger. The next one will be with your middle finger. Back, index, then middle. Watch. Now look, everybody, this is tricky because this is your first song, and I want you to do it right, so really pay attention. Watch when I lift my fingers. Now we're holding the E major chord again. We're going to pluck the fourth string with your right hand. Then we're going to do the first string with your index finger. Then the third string. Then the second string. That's easy, okay? 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. Now move to the A minor chord. All you do there is you drop the chord down. Now watch what happens when I begin playing the A minor chord. I'm doing something different now. We're playing the third string first, then the second string. Now this time we're going to lift that index finger off of that A minor chord and play the second string open. Okay? So thus far in A minor, when you go there, it's third, 1, 2, but this time the 2's open because you lifted it. Now 3-1, then take the 3 off and play that open. And then the little finger comes into play. Begin using the little finger and playing the 4th string 3rd fret. And then you're in E major. I'm going to do it again from A minor. Watch. Lift. Lift. I'm going to do that again. Now watch my fingers. I'm turning the guitar like this. I want you to look at my fingers as it does that. Here goes on the E major. 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. 4, 1, 3, 1, 2, 1. Now we go to the A minor. 3, 1, 2, 1. Now take the finger off. 2 open. Okay? Then we play the 3rd. Take the 3rd off. 3 open. Put your 4th finger on the 4th string 3rd fret. And then you're back in E major, your first chord. So that's what you do. Scroll back and look at that over and over again so your fingers are doing what mine are doing, okay? Now the same thing holds true. I'll stay in this position with the flat pick. Your left hand stays completely the same, but the only difference is that you're doing this. So we do the same thing. And all you're doing now is you're plucking down and up. I want you to be able to do it both ways. You should learn to play with your fingers and also with the flat pick. Going back to E major. So I want everybody to practice this song, Fuego Malaguena, with a little bit of focus and at least about a half an hour a day till you can get this. You should be able to play this song by the 1st or 2nd day. Some people play it in 10 minutes, but I think you should be able to play it like this. And end with an E major chord strumming. Do it 2 times and try to keep it smooth. It's a beautiful beginning to learning to play the guitar. This is Fuego Malaguena. Enjoy.